Hi everyone, welcome back to Easy Extra. I am here today with a member of Lord of the Lost. I am so happy to have you here with we're gonna have a little talk about Eurovision. We're gonna have a little talk about future projects, maybe anything you want to talk about, really. But first, can you start off with introducing yourself to the viewers?
Sure. First of all, hello and thanks for having me. Um,
My
my name
pleasure.
is Pi. I play guitar in a band called Lord of the Lost. And if you're watching this, you probably, maybe, heard that we're also taking part in Eurovision,
Ah,
representing Germany. I mean, it could be that you heard that. Yeah. Yeah.
and you're the guitarist of the band. How many people are in the band Lord of the Lost? For the people who don't know.
We are five people in the band. We have a singer, that's Chris. We have a bass player, that's Klaas. We have a keyboardist and percussionist, and basically, well, multi-instrumentalist. That's Jared, and Nick is our drummer. I play guitar, and that makes us. And behind the band, there's a lovely crew that we have. And you always tend to forget the crew behind the band, and people that are involved with it. We're far more than five people, but the
Oh, for
band that you see, that's five. Yeah,
Yeah, that's very nice that you're mentioning all of them. It doesn't happen all the time, but like you said, it's a whole production, right? It's not just the people who are going to be on stage, it's way more than just that.
exactly. And if you go somewhere, for example, Eurovision, which is quite a different thing because we don't have um our regular crew, the guy who does sound, our lighting lady, um merch, our tour management, well, that's with us. Um but also that crew that's going with us to Eurovision to Liverpool, they're also part of the band for that time being. So it's 20 something people.
Yeah, that's a big crew.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah.
Uh, and let's talk a little bit about the five of you. How did you all meet and decide to be a part of the band?
Yeah. Well, the band the band exists in a way since 2007 or 2009, depends on how you see it, because it was planned and founded by our singer Chris, um, initially as a solo project because he just wanted to write music on his own. He
All
did
right.
that in 2007, but when playing live band music, it's hard to do that on your own. So
All right, I can
he,
imagine.
yeah, he made it a band and invited other people to form this band. And I don't know where Chris and Klaas, our bass player, met really years ago. But Chris asked him once to join a band that he had at the time. It was prior to Lord of the Lost, and Klaas said no. But Klaas also said, the next time you're going to have a band, I don't care, I will say yes. And when Chris was searching for band members, he came to Klaas and was like, I have a band now.
Do you remember?
And yeah, and Klaas had to, I mean, he kept his
Yeah,
word
yes.
and joined. And Jared, um, like me, we were at a university called the School of Audio Engineering, and Jared was there in 2010, I think. Yeah, 2010, and Chris was his lecturer.
Oh,
So that's how they got to know each other. And I was at university in 2013. Chris was also my lecturer. um,
wow.
yeah, that's how we met and how we then over the years were joining the band. I joined the band in 2016, at the end of 2016. And Nick, our drummer, he was in other bands over the years, but we all know each other since the guys know him since 2011. I know him since 2015 or something. Met
Right.
on tour, and when we always knew that when we were searching for a drummer, we will ask Nick if he has time, and we did that in 2017. And luckily, he had time. And the rest, as they say, is history.
I can see, and everybody was excited enough to be with the band for as long as they have been, since you are in 2023 and still going strong.
Yeah, I mean, it mostly comes down to the fact that we genuinely like each other,
Well,
and
that works.
we're best friends, and that we learned over the years how to communicate or how not to communicate.
Mhm.
That's worth a lot, and I think, as with everybody you're working with in this very competitive and difficult field of music, it's always important to work with people, when you're working closely together, that you like them and they like you,
Yeah.
and that you can trust each other. Otherwise, we wouldn't be a band if
No, you
that
will
wouldn't be
be
the case.
nowhere without trust,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I can see it. Like I see your performance, and I can feel the chemistry. I can see how well you know each other. Everyone knows their job exactly. It's really nice to look at, and
Thank you.
it's visible that you guys get along very well.
Thank
Uh,
you.
I want to go back to the German national final. Can you describe how have you been since winning?
Um, it's a mixture of being excited and being very busy,
Yeah.
really. Because straight after winning the preliminaries, the first thing that happens is that you're presented with cameras and microphones, and that doesn't necessarily stop,
Oh,
which
anyway.
is just, it's part of it. We just didn't really know what was coming because it's a new thing. I guess no one knows what's coming when they win such thing and are going to the Eurovision event. But yeah, ever since then, time is running super fast, and we're enjoying the ride so far.
Glad to hear.
Um, yeah. No, when I'm saying it's very busy, it's just objectively speaking. It's not like, oh, very busy. We're very lucky.
I
We're
didn't take
very
it that
lucky to do that, and it's exciting because it's a different world. It's different to the music world that we know. We're a touring
Mhm.
band for a few years now, and we know that.
That side of
But
music.
Eurovision is yeah, that's different, and it's getting us out of, so to speak, out of our comfort zone, um, which always is a factor of growth. So let's see where this takes us.
That is true. That is true, and that's the beauty of Eurovision as well, because you, as artists, you
Mm.
get to work and see people who make maybe an entirely different genre of music, but you can still find ways to connect to each other that way.
Exactly. That's actually what I'm most looking forward to when I think of Liverpool. We'll be there for 10 days, I think.
Very nice. Hmm.
Yeah, with everything, with
Rehearsals.
rehearsals,
Hmm.
press,
Yes.
and so on. Um, and the thing I'm looking forward to the most is seeing all of the other artists, because you can be sure that they're all great and
For sure.
what they do. Great songs, and I'm just looking forward to hang out with them and hear from them what they're doing and how they did it over the years, and yeah, what makes them tick, really,
I would
because
be excited for
that's
that.
a yeah, that's a good opportunity to just talk to people that are also doing music, but probably in a vastly different field, with a different career, with different opinions, probably as well. It would be exciting.
Have you already spoken to any of the other artists from this year?
Not really. It has just been one video by Voyager from Australia saying that they're greeting us, because there's finally some metal music again at Eurovision, and I guess, yeah, them and us. Yeah,
It
it's
really
pretty
is
cool.
year of the bands, right? I mean, there are several bands participating this year, but you guys, Voyager, are making the more they're more on the heavy side of music, so
Mm,
I can see why you guys can click.
yeah, I mean, I hope we can click with a few more people than just one metal band. Just that
Sure.
doesn't necessarily have to be the factor that people click, but obviously it's a thing that we have in common, and it's super nice that they're reaching out to us beforehand.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah,
It's a nice way to make friends. There are sometimes some long-lasting friendships that come out of Eurovision, I've heard. Uh,
yeah.
and well, you're going to be meeting them even sooner than Liverpool because you guys are going to the pre-party in Amsterdam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure.
Of
Will you be there?
course,
Yeah,
I'm
okay. I don't know.
I'm Dutch, so
Yeah, sorry, but I assumed.
is it my accent?
Yeah,
Well, I try to hide it as best as I can, but sometimes it just slips out.
same with German accent. I'm trying to hide it, but there's moments
There's
of
no escaping, right?
it's
Well,
all
as
right.
long as our vocabulary is good. Yeah, so I'm going to be there in
Cool.
Amsterdam, and Voyager is also going to be there. So you guys,
Oh, oh, nice.
hey, you can hang out a
Sweet.
little bit there.
Yeah, good. That's cool.
Yeah. I want to ask you a question about
Yeah,
Blood and Glitter, of course, because that is your song for Eurovision.
yeah.
How would what you say, in your opinion, is the song about?
In my opinion, I wrote a lot of the lyrics, so I think
What's your
I it's with that song we thought, and I'd like to clarify also a few things here because there have been people saying like, how can you present a song with the word blood in the title in these times, and you're speaking of dying, and
Oh,
like, have you listened to the song? It kind of sounds to me like the people are reading headlines and
exactly.
then
They see the title.
just building their opinion upon that. Um, but actually, what this song is about, when you just take the word blood, for example, um, and it says it in the song, we're all from the same blood, so we're basically talking about unity here.
Exactly.
Um, and also that within this unity, because we're all the same in a way, we have to accept that everyone still is very different to each other, and that we all have our own contrasts with blood and glitter within each other, and that everyone should embrace them because ultimately that's what makes you you. And it's very important to see that and also not let people influence you on how you should act and how you shouldn't, and what you are and what you're not, because ultimately that's your decision. And if we would have a bit more empathy towards everyone with their good sides and also their bad sides, because we all have bad sides,
We do.
um, I think there would be a bit more harmony there. And yeah, long
That's
story short, it's a song about empowering people to be themselves, really, if you want to
cool.
say that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, especially for those who think the song is about blood and happy to be dying. It's way more than this.
Yeah,
Do you have
it
a favorite
is.
lyric in the song and why?
No, I couldn't choose,
They're all good.
really. I'm not saying they're all good. I'm just saying I like them all. Really, everyone is entitled to their own opinion about the lyrics, if they're good or not. But I like them all. Otherwise, they wouldn't be there.
That's
Otherwise,
fair.
I would have deleted it.
Yeah, you seem like
Yeah,
a bit of a perfectionist in that area, but that's good. That's good. That's good. You should want to deliver something that you're super proud of.
yeah.
So you already performed Blood and Glitter live, of course, in the national final. Can we expect a similar staging styling for Liverpool?
Yes, in a way, the color scheme will be the same, and the most important thing is to have this feeling of a live band, that we're a band. We're not able to dance. We don't have a real choreography with that. For us, we have to have the feeling of a stage that is like a live show on tour. So we have these risers with Jared and Nick on top of them. Klaas and I have the ability to go up these risers and jump down and run around, because ultimately what makes our live show is that there's a bit of controlled chaos.
Well said.
Yeah, and we have to have that feeling to be able to do that. If there, obviously, you have to remember some cues, because there's also cameras, there's pyro, so expect pyro, but just more.
Oh yeah.
So you don't want to get burned, sure. But other than that, we're very, very free in our performance, and in staging. We have a bigger stage and a bit more budget, so it's
going to be the same
elevated.
Figure. Elevated, yeah, that's the word.
Yeah.
Perfect. And you guys are already quite an established band in Germany. You've done a lot of live performances already. You did tours. What made you decide that this was the perfect moment to do Eurovision?
We didn't know if it was the perfect moment. It turned out that it's a very fitting moment, because with our aesthetic that we have now, that's very glam, very, very joyous, very out there, very diverse as well in sound. It just fits this year, and we didn't intend to fit into this whole thing, because there are people who are saying, "Yeah, you wrote Blood and Glitter for Eurovision." The song was written in August 2021.
So no.
So no, and we applied last year as well, but with a different song.
Oh, cool.
But this year we figured, why not? It can be an opportunity, but it might happen, it might not, and it's fine if it doesn't, because, as you said, we're a band that's touring, and prior to Liverpool, 2 days before going to Liverpool, we're returning from South America. So, yeah, we have a set schedule for this year already.
Wow.
So ultimately, what just made us decide is that we'd like to try, and we're convinced that with what we're doing, we're able to bring a lot more diversity into, first of all, the German preliminaries, because that was the first hurdle that we had to take. But apart from that, I think we just fit into the whole Eurovision world pretty well this year.
Yeah, I would agree.
It's just right place, right time right now.
Oh, that's a beautiful answer. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think you fit in perfectly with this year, and I'm really happy that you guys are here, because metal rock is usually my favorite Eurovision genre, which there are.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's still a bit out there, and when I'm saying fitting in, I'm not meaning that it's like very homogenic. It's not.
No.
And we've always been people that were outside of the box in every way.
That's true.
With our music, and also in the scene that we came up, which was the Gothic scene. We broke out of that. We never conformed with the norms of that scene, or any norms really, because we just did what we wanted to do, and we're sticking to that. The main thing which was important for us when entering Eurovision was that we're not bending to the will of someone else. So if they're saying you have to move like this, you have to dress like that, we're the first ones to say no. They didn't. They were like, yeah, please be like you are and enjoy it. And we're like, oh, okay, we'll do it then.
As long as you don't tell me what to do, I'll do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's lovely to hear, and I'm honestly super excited to see you guys in Amsterdam. Let's make sure we have a chat then as well.
Sure, yeah.
For now, I would really like to thank you for your time. I only have one question left, and that is, do you have a message for your fans over at ESCXTRA?
Yeah, I do. I not only for fans, but everyone, whether you know us or not.
How inclusive.
What I'm wishing for this year's Eurovision, or any year really that's following, is that when voting, I'm not going to say vote for us, yeah, but vote for us. No, please don't vote for borders. So don't vote out of sympathy for a country, but vote just for sympathy for the artist and the performance and the song. Because sure, we're all representing a country because we were just happening to be born there. Happens, and you can get lucky with that. There are a lot of people who are lucky in this world with being born in a certain country. There are a lot of people who are unlucky in a way, being born in another country. So it's definitely, to me, it's not a competition where people represent really any country. It's just more a celebration of good music, and which song you might like best, just vote for that.
Wow, I
yeah
don't have to add anything to that. That is very well phrased. I want to thank you so much for your time. This was Bo for ESCXTRA. Thank you so much for watching. Keep a track on our YouTube channel and also check out our socials. I want to thank you so much for your time and see you soon.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Bye.